high-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hi traders, welcome to our live trading workshop webinar. So the usual format, what we're going to be following, looking at live trades. We're going to be looking at combining mainly price and volume. On Thursdays we go live on Trade Guider channel, and I'm joined in here by my really good friend and trader and CEO of Trade Guider, Gavin Holmes. Gavin.
Thank you, Drew. Yeah, welcome to all of you. We're going to be bringing in one of the new members of the team who's with me today in London. So we're broadcasting from a very nice hotel in downtown London, right opposite Westminster Bridge. And it's called the Park Plaza. They do very good breakfasts, but they have a very good sushi bar, which we know. Yeah. And we're going to be looking at some charts with you today. And so I'll introduce you now to Paul Godfrey, who's over from Australia. I made the mistake this morning of going up to a guy that looked exactly like Paul Godfrey, shook his hands. I said, let's go and have breakfast. And he went, oh my goodness, he said, no one's ever asked me. I said, oh, you're not Paul Godfrey. Paul, welcome to the webinar. You can just say hello into the mic there.
Good morning, everyone from London. This is Paul, and I look forward to working with you all going forward.
Brilliant. Just very quickly, a bit about your background. How did you find VSA? And, I know you work for the Australian federal government. So you live in Australia, obviously. You're here for 4 weeks, so we'll be working very closely together. Paul's going to be our representative in that whole Australasian region. And how did you find VSA very quickly? How did you do that?
Well, I'm pretty much self-taught on trading. Just looking at naked price charts, and all the indicators I was using. Sometimes they would be working, and then all of a sudden, hey presto, using the same setup, they would not be working. So I've then learned about lagging indicators, and I thought, no, I don't want lagging, I want predictive. And I started searching the web for predictive, and I found volume to be the only real indicator because it's live in the moment. And so I started searching for everything volume related and found volume spread analysis, Tom Williams.
Brilliant. Okay, excellent. I think Charles is in the room as well from the US in Cincinnati. Charles, I don't know if you can put your mic on, just do a quick sound check. I think we've promoted you.
I am here alive and kicking.
There you go. So we've got the whole team now, right? We've got Tiru, we've got Paul, and we've got Charles and myself. And this is how we're going to be moving forward in the future. Both Charles and Paul have got a lot of experience at programming stuff. So we're working on some new stuff with Charles. Apparently, he's not going to switch his video on because he said I was up all night doing programming and working, which is absolutely fine. So what we'll do, just so you know, we're in a hotel business center, so there may be some background noise. Okay, hopefully that won't interfere, and I don't think it will. It'll come in and out. But the bottom line is we're going to start looking at some of these charts. So Tira, what do you want to start taking a look at?
So what I was taking a look at, guys, I think we were thinking of putting the video on, but just the lighting is
yeah, the lighting's not good, so yeah.
Just in case you want to see us, we're both here.
Yeah, we're definitely here.
You want to put your face in? Yeah, there you go.
Hi everyone.
It's for real.
I don't look.
And Paul is here.
Paul
as
will
well.
come around.
There's all here happening at Westminster Park Plaza.
Literally, right by the
Hotel.
right by Westminster Bridge, actually.
There we go. All three of us just
the
right
whole
down
team,
there.
Hold on, let me come in there. Oh, you can sort of see me. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just the lighting isn't that great, so that's why we thought we'll put the video off. So I think most of you know how we all look like. And there will be some in-person stuff coming up in the year if you all want to see each other in flesh and blood. But I don't want to take up too much of talking about that. We can talk about that later. I just want to look at some traits at the moment. I did take a look at two things mainly. One was the DAX, and another one was the Brent, which was all coming together. But a little bit of waiting that we got to do. So let's put the DAX together at the moment. So when I take a look at the DAX, actually let me do the Brent because I had the Brent up already. I'm taking a look at that as well. On the Brent is a downtrend phase 1. I was filling out the table just now, downtrend phase 1. On the 4 hour, it's an uptrend. All we're doing here, traders, is correlation of the trends and the direction here. Over here, you can see it's an uptrend phase 1 at the moment. The bottom confirmation came around here, right? And it took out that higher highs and higher lows at the moment. With the systematic quantification we got, with the tops and bottoms, what we have here. I'll take a look at some of the stats as well. I was doing a full 2-hour lecture yesterday for the STA diploma course yesterday, based on this, and I was showing from start to end how we automated the trading system. Now here on the Brent futures, we got a downtrend phase 2 here. That's what we got over here. And on the 15-minute, let me take a look at the 15-minute. At the moment, we got an uptrend phase 2, okay? So what have I done over here? I have basically correlated all of the different time frames, trend and direction. You can see that the trend is correlating. It's like a 2 versus 2 uptrend, and then downtrend on 1 hour and daily. But then when you look at direction-wise, you can see that this is pointing to the upside, phase 1. This is downtrend phase 2, upside as well. And then the 15-minute is currently in an uptrend phase 2. So if I want all direction, at least of 3 time frames to align, I need the 15-minute to confirm, basically, right? So that's what I'm taking a look over here. So we'll wait and see on that one there. If it does do a quick breakout, and this is what I need to get ready for, is probably, that would be the line there, which we should be taking a look at, and the stop for that one here, okay? That's what I'll look for, and then I'll look for a 1 ATR run from there. If we do get a quick breakout from there, and the high 62.15, isn't it? 62.16. Let me just quickly look at the 1 ATR number here. I'll keep an eye on the DAX as well. So if you are looking at that, would be great. That's a 15 cent. 62.32 is what I'll be looking at. Those of you who want to monitor that, that'll be good. So that's on the, just on the 1 ATR, simple one. And if I want to put another target based on a recurring principle that will keep happening in the market, is the range of the day. Yesterday's ATR range was $2.27. So 80% of that was, let me just use my handy calculator here, 0.8. Those of you who are faster than me probably will get it faster than the calculator. 181 I'm taking a look at. So just look at 180. What is the range for today? 119. Perfect. So it hasn't done its range yet. As well, I like this kind of setups because then everything is confluencing together. If I take at the low at the moment, 60.96, I'm just going to correlate that very quickly. The daily, 60.96 as well. So 60.96, I'll just do it 1.81. I'm looking for a range of 181 to happen, which is 80% of the ATR. 62.77 is when the range will be fulfilled, okay? I can see that. I'm going to confirm this with volume as well. I can see by the way it's moving, there's some volume definitely backing that up. Quickly go on to the trading view. on Brent here and on 15-minute chart here. We got the VSA light over there, being grey, that's fine. I'm just going to put that on the 15-minute very quickly. Time is moving against us, so we're going to be fast on this one. So I'll see if I can give the signals as well on this one. So here, perfect, because I knew on the way how it was moving. Look at that volume spike that is happening over there. After that bar closes in about 2 minutes, and we can see a little bit of volume spike here as well, above third relative moving average on this one here. And look at that, bingo, potential buying as well.
Yeah,
on
it's a spring. It's a 2-bar reversal
so
spring.
so there you go, live for you guys on the right hand side of the chart, and you can see everything confirming together along with trend alignment, direction alignment, stretch, and all of that. These are what we call the high probability setups. So definitely we'll keep an eye on that. I'll put the order levels through just in case we get a fast bounce up. 6216, isn't it? 1718. So I'll put it at 6217 to begin with. So I'll put the buy stop here. Just put a 1 point and a 1 point leeway. And in terms of the stop, 6169, right? My first target will be for 6232. And we will see how it goes on to the other target. So there you go. So that one is in the market. So what I'll also do is I will put it through the Signal platform, which is in collaboration with Trade Nation. Some of you have been asking, okay, how do I get this signal straight away? Two things you got to do. One is join the Telegram channel. There will be a link over there. The other thing you can do if you want the order to be pre-filled, then open a Trade Nation account. So that's the other way to do it. So let me what I'll do is, just bear with me a little bit. I will place this through the Signal platform. And some of you might be also putting that through. I think as I'm doing that, very soon I'll pass it over to Gavin as well. Goodbye. And there's 6218 is what we are looking at. 62.18. 61.69. And I'm looking at 62.32 as my first target. Right. This one, the buy. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. So this one shouldn't put decimal point, isn't it? That's when it works, this thing. Somehow it works. 61. Just quickly, just the way they put the decimal point is a bit different here. 62. Let me see, 62.18 is correct. 61. Yeah, this one should do it. See, yeah, now I got it. Why is that? Just give me one moment. 62. Then you should come straight to your Telegram channel. Just on the laptop. So looking to balance all of these things. 62.18, 61.69. And then we got 62.32. There we go. So I think that should do it. I think you should be able to see that.
Yeah.
Let me hit the submit button there. 62.18, 61.69, 62.32. So submit. There we go. Those of you on the Telegram channel should get that through. So coming back onto here. So this is what we got at the moment. Remember, we got two targets. One is for the very short target for 62.32, 1 ATR level. And the other one is at 62.77. Now, how do I get 62.77? That is based on the the range, okay, for the range to happen, and we are looking at a probabilistic manner for the range to happen to the upside today, the bigger range from open to happen to the upside. Remember, I did all the calculation just now, so that's how I saw that.
What time frame are we on here?
15-minute time frame you're taking the entry on.
Okay.
Right, and very beautiful confirmation here with volume as well. Over here we can see, right, with the nice volume spikes coming in on the strength on the downside bars, coming in, and if it does take out that high, then it will confirm that bottom. So
Sure,
that's
it'd
where
be
I've
interesting
ordered.
to look if you've got a minute there at a 3-minute time frame. I think you'll get a much quicker entry on
Okay,
smaller
so
time frame there.
let's take a look at that one as
I
well.
think the reversal is.
Yeah, I think it's already there.
That is in effect bag holding.
Right, there
Which
you
I
go.
know I didn't see that, but I can tell. So you're seeing on a bigger time frame, you've got a narrow spread closed in the middle, next bar up. You've got two SMI indicators, one behind you and the blue dot, and the market's pushing higher. And I think your analysis is spot on, no doubt about it. Yeah,
There we go, and that's why we got one of the domains as spot on trading.
spot on. I do own spot on. I actually do own spot on trading. I might launch that. There we go. That's spot on. That is it. That's real.
I mean that's the beauty of this, traders. If once if you got volume confirmation and know to read the markets, you can even enter it on a much more lower time frame, like what Gavin is saying. But
Yeah.
of course, with lower time frame, there'll be noise. But if you know to cut through the noise with that volume analysis reading that Gavin just did, along with all the confluence of factors that we just did, then you can enter in much earlier. You can enter in at 62.56. But if you are more comfortable with entering in at a later one, then you can look at that. So I will put it on that one over there, just to give you a diagrammatic. Let's just put both of it over here. And the target, I'll just put it for here as well. 62.32 is our first one, isn't it? 62.32. 62.32. Right.
And this is Brent crude, right? So people aren't confused.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This is crude oil, Brent crude, just to be clear.
Yeah, Brent crude. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, I think because it's not the futures in it, but it's okay. I think we'll stick with this one here. So you got all the visual representation here. I think I'll stick to the Brent futures over here because on the trading view is coming as that. Now, a quick peek on the DAX over here. I was taking a look at DAX as well. I'll wait for DAX to confirm its bottom there before I start to look at another position over there. Now, in terms of Brent, if it does break that, there's a higher chance it will go to second target. We'll wait and see how that carries on to be. But I'll wait on the DAX as well in the time being. I think with that said, I think I'll pass it on to Gavin, who can take a look at also gold as well.
Well, actually, what I'll do is I'm going to bring in Charles out in Cincinnati. And we're going to use the new elite version of the software, which has got multiple volume tools in it. And I know Charles was up very late last night doing stuff, and we got a lot coming, and Paul's got some great stuff as well. So it's exciting times for not just Master the Markets, but for Trade Guider and Trade to Win. So Charles, welcome to the webinar. If you want to say hello to everyone.
Yes, hello, everyone. Charles Atmore here in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the US.
You may need to put your mic up a bit because I can't hear you.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's the mic's a bit low. They maybe come closer to the mic.
Okay, let me, let's see here.
I think it's a bit better now.
Okay, all right. I probably just need to speak more directionally at my mic. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, that's for that'll work. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So welcome, Charles. You're in Cincinnati, obviously. You're now our Chief Technology Officer. I know Paul and yourself will be working closely with me and Tiru moving forward, which is exciting times. As I said, we're broadcasting from a very nice hotel very close to Westminster Bridge in the centre of London. I think we'll get straight to a chart, Charles, because most people have listened. We've had over 600-700 views of the video that you've done, so most people know who you are. So I don't need to go into the background again. And you know what we're going to do is set you up so that we can do short 15-minute educational videos on our YouTube live stream channel. So let's go to, if you can take the screen, can you give Charles the screen? And what we'll do is...
So let me stop the share, Charles, and go for it.
And then, if you could just put...
Is my screen already showing now?
But yeah, it should come through any minute. So if you put a chart of gold up, that would be great. Yeah, and that's perfect. Okay, this is the new volume spread analysis system. We've got new indicators coming in for this as well, or new actual setups. Let's have a quick look. Is there any VSA indicators on there? I can't see any on the gold chart.
You have a potential buying right back here.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I've got it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, and then down the bottom we've got confirmation of this up move in gold, which is what I've been looking at in the last hour. So just talk us through very briefly what is this new software doing, and obviously we're going to add more, some very powerful indicators. One of them is the Wyckoff spring, which I'm going to give you the code for. The other one is going to be the top reversal, bottom reversal signal, which is very powerful. And they will all go in here. But let's just have a quick look at what we've done, or what you've done, is at the bottom of the screen, you've actually got multiple time frame analysis, and you can see the short-term time frame is most, and the medium term has all turned green as the market's moved up, which is incredibly powerful. So just talk us through what this new software now does, and obviously from my perspective, there's other things we're going to be adding with the help of Paul and Tiru. There's other stuff we can do. Just talk us through what's actually going on in the market right now from what your perspective is in gold.
Sure. Do I have this blown up big enough? Is it clear?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
it's clear.
Okay, fantastic. I have to always ask because I have a very big monitor here at the house, and I say big, I mean it's 36 inches wide and about 2 feet tall. So when I say big, I mean big. It just makes it easier on the eyeballs for a lot of the programming and stuff. So it doesn't always come across great in Zoom, but that's why I check. So a couple things with regards to BSA. So Trade to Win BSA Elite. That's what you're looking at now. We took the pro version and it extended it with 4 additional trend indicators. So these are, again, decision support tools. You know, you don't use one tool, use a few tools. The more confirmation you get, the higher your probabilities are going to be for the trade that you're looking at. And also you'll find that these decision support tools will help you visualize some of your back testing. So if you're looking and doing manual back testing, they're really going to help you with some of the manual back testing to validate your strategy. So as an example here, what we've done is at the bottom, I have a multi-time frame trend indicator. It's based on the same short-term trend that you see above. So these little red circle or these green circles right here. This is the same indicator, but now it's looking at in this scenario, it's looking at a 5, 15, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frame for that same indicator. So we're trying to get some time frame alignment using a short-term trend indicator, and it's user selectable. You can select up to 5 time frames, and you can pick and choose what you want. And we also took some of the details from NinjaTrader Smart Center Pro. There was a couple of features in there I really liked, and I pulled those across. And what I pulled across was the ability to do alerting. So there is a lot of alerting in here, and you can alert on anything from a single time frame trend change, whether it's up or down, to full time frame and alignment. So all of the time frames that you have configured. Currently, I have 4 time frames configured, and you can allow exceptions. So none would mean that all 4 time frames have to be in the same direction, all green or all red. One neutral would mean that one of the time frames can be gray. And when I say gray, just think in terms of looking at the short-term trend indicator. It's going to look kind of like this over here. The bar is your close is above it, but it's not quite turned yet, so it's not pointing up. One neutral or opposite means that one of the time frames can be neutral or opposite. So in this case, what you could have as an example, when you get over to right here, you can see that I've got this programmed right now for one neutral or opposite. When I get to this bar right here, you can see I've got 3 time frame alignment, one opposite. I would still get an email and an alert. It says, hey, you've got time frame alignment in 3 time frames. Okay, so 4th one's not aligned, and then if you had it with one neutral only, you'd get alignment right there. So depending on your strategy and how quickly you're trying to get in, sometimes you're going to find you're going to feel like it's getting in late, but what you're looking for is to stop getting too many, what I'll call noise signals. When you get down in these lower time frames, it's 5-minute chart. Tiru mentioned this earlier. You get a lot of noise. So, stuff goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And it can really wear you out if you're trying to follow that. So this gives you a little more conviction, a little more alignment with the larger trend. When we look at the 5-minute, you can see that we've had a sign of strength here, major sign of strength. It was not confirmed. That's why it's that light green color. But it did come back up, and it's, you're starting to move into a positive trend on gold right now on a 5-minute chart. You can see you got another sign of, well, this can be interpreted either way. So I will tell you that I have this configured to ignore whether it's a potential selling or potential buying. It's going to draw the trigger lines either way. And as soon as I get a close up above this signal, we're looking for a test, and then I would get a VSA setup. Another type of alert that can be configured and you can receive specifically for both VSA Pro and VSA Elite. So right now, Gavin, what we're looking at is we've got a couple of time frames aligned. One time frame that's neutral. The hour you can see is not yet turned, but we're starting to get a nice little uptrend in gold. All right. Anything else you want to see there?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. No, thanks. Really, really good analysis there, which we can see. The one thing I would get you to have a quick look at as well is the British pound, the 6B contract.
Sure.
That, I think, is going to give a really good trade setup because the Bank of England today just lowered interest rates. So there should be a big spring or something like that there.
Yeah, and our president said something earlier today here in the U.S. that
Really?
the UK and the U.S. had some tentative trade agreements. And boy, you got a heck of a bar right here on that, didn't you?
That was it. That's a spring.
Yeah,
that's a spring. Yeah, and we'll have an indicator that sends an alert out for that, which I'm going to give you the code for that. I found all of Tom's old code. Some of it is, it's very instructional, but one of the things that's happened there is on what we would think would be a negative situation for the pound based on the interest rates being reduced today. They reduced them. And then obviously counter to that, we have Donald Trump saying we're going to do a trade deal now with the UK and we're going to reduce the tariffs considerably. I'm sure he's going to do that with a lot of other countries as well. But look at the volume on that spring.
I'm going to add another indicator. It's going to be called the Donald Trump indicator. Whenever the bar is that big right there, we're just going to call it, we're going to put DT for Donald Trump.
I think that's a great idea. We've got UT for up thrust. We'll have a DT for when Donald speaks.
Or you could call it the TC, the Trump card.
The Trump card.
Oh, yeah. Very good. I like that too.
Yeah, well, we're playing the Trump card. But it is, you've got a very clear test at the top of that bar, which is why it's, which we can see. And it's why it's pulled back on much reduced volume. But look at the trending system at the bottom, dead on. Now, what time frame are you on there? Sorry, I can't see. Let me put my
it's a 5-minute chart. So we've got right now, we've got a 5, a 15, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour.
Right.
And I can
just for a laugh, can you put a 1 minute chart up for me and I'll show you something? Because I did look at this earlier. All right. You see, even on a small time frame, all the testing of the top of the bar. See that? And it's now moving sideways, or Turu would call it the dance of the market. But the trending system is showing alignment. And yeah, there's a decent move to come here in the next 24 hours. it looks like it's going to be to the upside before they sell it all back. There'll be someone's going to say something. Keir Starmer's going to speak, or Donald Trump again. But yeah, it's a very strong sign of strength on the down move because it reversed. And the trending systems that you developed are like Smart Center Pro. In fact, they all started to align, and they will align. I think you'll start to get total trend alignment and a breakout to the upside. So yeah, I mean, this shows it at work. And let's be clear, this is the Pro Elite version of Trade to Win. So it's Trade to Win Pro Elite. And why is it called Elite? It's because we're adding stuff to that particular software. And the next thing will be new VSA setups based on accumulation and distribution. And just one thing, Charles, quickly, can you show us an example of a trade alert that might have come in anywhere? Just what does it look like? We don't have to sort of explain how you set the whole thing up because you've already done a big long video on that. But how would you get some sort of alert if the market broke out and there was a test in a rising market, which is one of my favorite indicators, which we're going to program that in as well? Then yeah, what does it look like? There we go.
So here's an example of I programmed, or this is part of either VSA Pro or VSA Elite, either one of those. You can set up an alert against a watch list, which is what I did. Right. And I set up, I happened to set one up on, I think, a 15, a 60, a 4-hour, and a daily chart as an example. In this scenario, you can see, this is from a couple of days ago, but I had a short VSA set up on a 1-hour chart for crude oil. It's a futures contract for crude oil. And this is what you would get. So you'd get an email. If you have your email configured, it would tell you what the setup was. So you can see this is a short VSA setup. You see it's on a 1-hour chart, and it tells you the instrument. And if you click on that, it'll go right to that instrument in that chart. So that would be there's an example of an alert that was recently received. Let me save this real quick. One of the things that I do just to save a little bit of time, you can see Gavin asked me to pull up a 1-minute chart. I just changed this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you might do 1, 3, and 5, or maybe 1, 3, 5, 15, whatever works for you. But you can see that you would have got an alert right here. So right after this big Donald Trump bar, you would have got an alert here that said you've got 4 out of 5 time frames aligned, and you could have taken that test bar right there. So as an example, be an entry point, potential entry point. So let's do this. I've got another one that came in since we've been on the phone here. Here's a setup on a 5-minute chart for oil, and this was using the trend indicator below on a 5, 15, 60, and 240 with one neutral or opposite. And you can see the alert came in, and hopefully you can see some details of that text if it's not too small. But it basically says, hey, you've got a trend alert, one neutral opposite. You've got 4 time frame alignments, so 5, 15, 1 hour, and 4 hour. And if I click on this, I'll have to change the time frame, but you'll see here that alert would have came in right here. So you can see I've got time frame alignment on 1, 2, that's neutral. So there hits the neutral alert. I have a potential buy right here, professional buying, right? So it's looking for a change in trend direction. I happen to have another one right here, and I got a test that popped up, and I got 3 out of 4 time frames aligned. So you can see if you're looking to go on the like a buy stop above a test, you can lower it down. You can see here we're coming all the way back to a pullback near the rising trend, short-term trend indicator. You know, if you happen to do a buy stop around 58.75, you'd be up about $500 on one contract right there. So on a 5-minute chart with potentially a pretty tight stop, you could either use the low, you could pick the recent swing low if you like. So that's an example of how trend indicator can come in to give you some confirmation for multiple time frame alignments, in addition to having some VSA indication of sign of strength in the background with some testing. So I have multiple signs of strength with some testing in a rising market, which is, I mean, this is, I can't really think of a better trade setup here. This is about as good as it gets.
There you go, Charles. Yeah, I think you just confirmed our analysis. I think we just got a trigger as well on the Brent.
That was gold, right? So,
Yeah, on the Brent, we just got a trigger.
but that was a pound, right?
Yeah, pound 60.
Yeah, that was the 6B. So yeah,
Wasn't he taking a look at the?
here we go. Yeah, it's come through the trigger.
Yeah,
Nearly.
so that's on the Brent or the. Oh, that was Brent. Yeah,
Yeah.
gives Brent futures.
Yeah, that's what you're on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking at
Yeah,
this.
I think the Brent and the NYMEX, they probably look very similar, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. What else, Gavin? Anything else you'd like to highlight here?
No, that's absolutely brilliant. You've covered what we wanted to cover. We'll now go and have a look at a couple of other charts. Obviously, Brent is moving. We've looked at gold. We've looked at the British pound. I think what I'll ask Tiru to do is see if we can put up the stock Nvidia, I think, and Tesla. Well, so we can look at stocks, because I know people ask that question: does it work for stocks? And it works absolutely perfectly for stocks. And I could recommend that all of you go and have a look at the Master the Markets YouTube channel and the Trade Guide YouTube channel. We just had put a video up a couple of days ago and look at what we said was going to happen with gold going up, and it was very clear. And that's exactly what's played out. So maybe we can have a quick look at some stocks, if you're all right with that, too. But you're obviously still in this Brent trade, so you want to probably keep an eye on that, right? Because it's moving.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep an eye on it on the background.
It's all aligned. You can see that.
Exactly, that's right.
Yeah.
So you can see now in real time, as we always say, the right side of the charts. I think Paul has a nice story today that he told us that some guys, they keep looking at the left side and some just go straight to the right side of the charts. You can see that just now as Charles was looking at it, it was all on the right side. We've put this trade on as well. So I'll monitor it from the background, but we have seen now in real time how both the methodologies are complementing each other. You saw the reasoning behind that as well, and where we've placed the target. So we'll keep that going in the background. We'll monitor that, and then in the time being, you guys want to take a look at some stocks. And
Yeah, if you want to put up, well, Charles could do it as well. I mean, we can put up. If you want to put up, Charles, if you want to put up, because you're broadcasting there, if you want to put up Tesla. Right, that's the one I've got in my watch list, and I know you've got a watch list of stocks that you watch as well. But let's see if we can put up Tesla.
Yeah, what time frame?
As Charles is putting up Tesla, just one thing I did want to mention: I was a bit slack on the spread on the Brent. But those of you guys want to get that right, make sure that you check it through your brokers. There's a 5-cent spread, but it's fine. We got in a bit more earlier. But yeah, I just want to make that note. Yeah, carry on. Charles on Tesla.
Yeah, so you've got your buying in the background. You've got your professional buying. You can see that it was marked down. Okay, lots of negative news at the time. There's the buying, but if I look at the right edge of the chart, you can see the the 4 hour is aligned. The smaller time frames have all aligned as well. The market has gapped up through the buying, right, which is basically a reversal there. So the buying that came in was on very high volume. I mean, it was ultra high, in fact. And then it got tested, it moved back down into that area, but it never went anywhere lower. So if you were going to, say, oh, well, I'm going to buy this stock, your stop would be below that potential buying, because that's where the big money stepped in. Now, we would call that, and the new indicator that's going to go next to it is a reversal bar, which basically it does. If that's all selling and there's too much supply present, you wouldn't get the next bars starting to push higher through the top of that bar. And it's just going to continue to go up from what I can see. I mean, I don't see any serious signs of weakness. And then finally, from me, let's go and have a look at Nvidia.
Sure.
If you can.
You would have got the other thing is, Gavin, it's kind of interesting. You would have got, can you see how this green background here, this green box?
Yes, I see the box. That's accumulation, isn't it?
That's the VSA setup. That's a long VSA setup. You would have got alerted right here
Yeah. Mhm.
of that long VSA setup.
Yep. Yeah. But and we, you know, we can talk about how we're doing this. It's basically when a market accumulates, or as you know, Tui calls it the dance of the market. It doesn't just go up in one direction and keep going. Very rarely does it. But this actually, this is why I've picked it, because I'm long, and so, well, the fund is long, and so basically, it's you know, you can see what it's doing. It's gonna have another test. I can tell you that. It's not gonna just completely go vertical. So if you're too late with this, wait for the pullback and look for what will be one of the new indicators, which is going to be a test in a rising market, which is a very specific rule set. It's not in the current version, but in the elite version, or in fact in TradingView, but it will be very soon. And what we're looking for there is certain setups or certain things to happen in the market. Number one, it's got to be in an uptrend. That's what we want to see, because it's called a test in a rising market. And in this instance, it has to come after professional buying, which is PB, which is in the software. And you can see it's right. So, Charles, if we finish off, if you could put on NVIDIA for me, the stock.
Just a very quick note, guys. Brent just hit the target.
Yes.
Yeah. So over here you can see.
Oh, well.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly share the screen on that one, Charles.
Yeah.
This was all done in real time.
Yep.
Paul is a real good witness on that as well.
Yeah.
And he can see that. But there's a second target as well that I did mention. I didn't put that one in because I won't be able to manage it. But I'll just show you guys.
Are you broadcasting?
Yeah, let me just share that
Yeah, that's
out
fine.
there. See, there you go. And Gavin was analyzing that along with us as well. That's your target just hit there. It would have come on your Telegram channel. Well done to those who have taken it as well. And on here as well, if you see, our order has hit that. Yesterday's trade was on, there you go, the Brent futures. So that one did hit the target on that one there. Over here, our second target is a 62.77 is what we are taking a look at. So wait and see if it does get there. High, probably it will do get there. I'll see a bit of a test probably on this level here. We'll come back to probably test that before it bounces back up. And because we will be moving around, we won't have time to manage this. So those of you who do want to take this, I think the levels I will take a look at is 62.17, right? And your target for 62.77 for a second target. We'll monitor that, and then your stop can be a little bit lower for the low of this bar that just took out that high. Just as I predicted, it did confirm after it took out that high over there. So we did get in there a bit more earlier. And as nicely as Gavin had seen just now, if you saw on the 3-minute time frame, right, you would have got a much earlier entry, just as what.
That's exactly why we use multiple time frames.
So there you go, right? So if you wanted the earlier one, but I just caution is that on the earlier lower time frame, you will have a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Unless you have good chart reading, exactly what Gavin pinpointed and told me to go to a lower time frame just now, then you can then put the background of the price along with the volume and start to see that, hey, you know what? That bottom is going to be supported. Look at that nice volume spikes over there, confirmed by SMI over here as well. And then you could have got in on that close, on that low over there. But with the objective of riding it on, let's say, on the 15-minute. All that has got to be written in your strategy construction rules. In this one over here, what I did take a look, and we've done on many previous webinars, is that we took it on an open equity basis. From the break of that, we take it to a 1 ATR. Some of you might ask me, okay, what is this open equity? It's basically open profit. You know, we were all just having a chat just now. We were talking about how much move is left. You should always know how much move is left when you get into a trade. And this probability table is what gives me the conviction from the target side as well as the stop loss side as well. So now with our clients and programmers' help, we got a P1 filter there as well. So you can see that when I take a look at that table over there, which you will start to generate here, let me just put that one there. We're just going into more depth yesterday as well. I was doing the lecture for the STA yesterday. You can see there's no guesswork here. 1 ATR, 66.98%, right? And that's on a phase 1 level. And where is it taking the 1 ATR from? It's actually from the close of the bar. We actually got up much earlier. Those of you who want to enter on this and take another target forward, you can do that as well, okay? From a 1 ATR perspective. Now, what's the 1 ATR here for another trade that we can take? I can read it off here. This number here, which you can see here, that one there is telling me it's $24. So 24.40, that it would be 62.92 at the close plus 24 cents. Okay, so that's what you can take a look at. But you saw how we married up both the price and the volume towards our first target, which has hit in real time. And that's the whole analysis over here. Now, some reference videos that you can watch based on these methodologies. One is definitely the 7 steps to CTP.com, because a lot of you always ask about where can I get the reference videos. So that one over there, once you put your name, email, and get your free instant access, then you get the 7 videos being sent. The other place where you can also take a look at is on YouTube. Take a look at the stretch principle videos. The boys have done it over here. I think it should be here. There you go, the stretch principle here. We'll watch that one as well. And Trade Guider channel as well. You can subscribe to that. And then all our live videos that we go on Thursday is all stored under the live section over here. Some of you say that you're not getting the notifications to your phone. What you got to do is, after you click the subscribe button, click on this drop down arrow here, click on the all button, okay? That's when you get all the notifications over there as well. The final thing from me before we go on to more stocks, and Gavin can also, we're getting near to time as well, we can wrap up in a bit.
Yeah.
The final thing
Right.
from me would be, yes, masterthemarkets.net is our website, because there's some errors when you do it on Google search. I don't know why we're looking to fix that. But if you want to go onto our website, it's masterthemarkets.net. We just interviewed Tom Bartso there as well, big market visit over there. All right, I guess that's pretty much that from me on this side. SMI and VSA page, if you want to find out about these indicators, I want to get hold of them. There will be some links over there. You can take a look at that as well. I guess that's that from me. But I can definitely tell you one thing, guys, from a probability basis, Brent has got more to go for today.
I agree.
And I would definitely say take a look at 62.77 for the range to fulfill. Another one that is below that would be this one here. On the close, 62.30, 62.53. So let me just put that one there. Really good, strong support from the volume as well. Yesterday's trade we took on GPUSD hit the trailing stop, but there wasn't much support from the volume. But today, this was a nice textbook example there. All right, over to you, Charles. Sorry for interrupting in there. I guess just wanted to say on the Brent, yeah, it was a quick outburst, and it married up with all the elite version signals that was firing from your side as well.
Yep, it's perfect. Charles, just very quickly, if you could take the screen, I just want to finish off because we want to keep it to about an hour. We'll have a look at NVIDIA, if you can put that up, the stock NVIDIA.
I have it up right now as you're talking. What about that?
Okay, what an amazing thing. Well, look at what you've got here. Right?
2-hour chart. 2-hour chart with a 2-hour.
Oh yeah, you've got everything, which is why the fund bought it. But in the background, you've got a clear markdown. You've got there's going to be a new indicator that I'm going to give you the code for, which is the spring, which is that blue bar at the bottom, right at the bottom. Right at the bottom there, that's a Wyckoff spring, and we're going to call it WS. And then what you're looking for after that is the accumulation to start, which it did. But then you've got, you don't see a lot of these, but you've got a shakeout, which is again it's a type of spring, and it's a shakeout in exactly the right place. Because look at the bottom of the screen, everything's, I call it the garden has turned green, and you've got your shakeout. That's your entry. And you know, I know it looks, oh, well, that's in hindsight, but we actually bought it. And the reason we did, and we're still holding it, is you've got another example here of where the accumulation has been on bad news, right? So there's been some negative news, and that is the time to buy something. You want to buy low. And I know that sounds silly, but it's true. But now you're in a very clear trend. And you can see that very clearly, in fact, even on yeah, you can see here it's in a strong uptrend. And if you were to go back further and you put up a bigger time frame, you'd see that. So this is a very interesting stock to follow for various reasons. And there's another stock that's really good, but we won't look at it right now because we haven't got time. We want to take questions, and we've only got a few minutes left. Because I've got to get my train. But there's another good stock which I follow, and it's called ARM, A-R-M, ARM Holdings. All right. Now, you can probably put it up. Okay. Now, I'll tell you a little bit of history about this. I met the owner of this stock several years ago now, lot longer than that, in fact, when I was running my exhibition design business. So we're talking 20 odd years ago. And basically, they were based out of Cambridge, and I designed and built their exhibition stands around the world. And I saw this company grow and grow and grow. And, you know, right now, you know, they make chips. That's what they do. They make chips, but they're getting into AI and other stuff as well. And this is a stock that you certainly want to be looking at. It's got a lot of volume that's come in at the right edge. But you want to look at the weekly and the daily charts together, because it is an investment opportunity, in my opinion. We've held it for some time. And, you know, you can put alerts on this, not a problem at all, and say, well, you know, there we go. Okay, so you can see there straight away, you can see right at the bottom, you've got buying, right? There's no argument with that. And the next bar closes higher, and then you've got what we call a 2-bar reversal, which is a strong signal, and it's gradually built its cause. Now, it had a big downtrend, but if you like Fibonacci retracement levels, which Paul here and I and Tira were talking about, Fibonacci levels work. Now, the next level for this is going to be the 50% retracement level, which means it's going to go up. And you could probably put 2 lines on it. Yeah, you've got it. And then you go, okay, it's going to hit a Fibonacci retracement level, and if it breaks it, it'll go to the next level. That's about right. That's about where it is. Yeah, that's what I've got, and that's my or the fund's initial profit target on that level. And it's got a few weeks to go. I mean, it's not going to happen instantly by any means.
So, so this basically is kind of like a mean reversion trade for you, right?
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'll let. Have you got anything else you want to add to any of this?
No, I think we just got a message from
Yeah, let's see if there's any
YouTube,
questions.
something. Gavin view on gold.
What is that? Sorry?
Like Gavin view on gold. I don't understand that one. I don't know what
Gavin view. Oh, right. Good luck. You're asking my view on gold, right? And I'll just make it very clear. At the moment, it's looking bullish, and there's no. We can go back to the chart. It's got buying on gold. We can have a look at it in the software, which is absolutely fine. And you can see it's been in a strong uptrend. Look at the bottom of your screen, which is what the software's saying. Okay, and there's buying in the background. Yeah, so what you're looking for now, if you're not already bought gold, is you're looking for a test of where the 2 dotted lines are, right, which is what's been projected out. That is telling you that the software is projecting out trigger numbers, areas. So I'd be looking for any testing of that, but everything there to me is not weak at the moment. I can't see any weakness in it. It's bullish at the moment. So yeah, that's to answer your question, Gurda, that is what you're looking at. And I've got an email alert that will come into me when it breaks that top of that again, and it breaks, and yeah, that sort of level up there. Yeah, once it gets past there, I'll add to the position because we're still long. So in the fund. So yeah, that's actually a very good setup. And you can, you know, depending on whether you're an investor in gold or whether you're a short-term trader, you could be looking at the monthly, weekly, daily, or you could look at a 5, 15, 30 and 4-hour chart. And what you'd see in even the small time frames, as it tries to retrace, it reacts positively. And that's what Charles is showing us here. And we've got, you know, areas where you can set the alerts. And I'd urge you to go and look at the video that we put on YouTube, which Charles did a 1-hour presentation on all the functionality of what the alerts can actually do. So
Yeah,
you
we
can,
got to get that, we have to get that uploaded still. So
yeah.
it's ready to
so you
go.
can go on YouTube to look at that. But gold at the moment looks like it's trying to push up another level. And yeah, the small time frames, you've still got now alignment coming in, but it's not. This is what the software does. When it all aligns and pushes up, you can set the alert to email you once it's in alignment, and that's what you want to trade. You want to trade with the trend, which is it. And there's Charles showing it as well. And you can see that. There you go. You've got right in the background there a shakeout followed by a test. Now, if that isn't textbook, I don't know what is. And when I say textbook, it's what we call classic VSA. And just so you know, just to make a couple of quick announcements, we'll do a detailed webinar with our new team member, Paul Godfrey. And we'll try and do that in the next week or two because he's still in the UK, so he's on our time zone.
He's asking for some levels. Do you think you got any levels?
Can you give me some levels? Okay. Can you put up for me, Charles, can you put up the weekly chart? If you can put the time frame, the weekly. So you've got your buying.
So you got a big up thruster here at the top. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have got the upthrust in the background, but if you're looking for a level here, I would say you want to see a retest of around, I think, let me just have a quick look. I'm trying to see. So it's currently trading up around 3,000. So yeah, the level I would have is, and I'll give you this, is and it's got to break that up thrust bar first and test it. So don't buy it if you're not in the trade right now. Don't do it because there's an up thrust. But if it breaks the top of the up thrust bar and you see a test, it's 3,700. Okay, so 3,000, it's right there, right above the top of the up thrust, and then 4,000 is quite realistic if it continues to go in that area because it's in an up.
that big round number right there, that 3,500 number.
Yeah.
3,509, but man, gold does some funny things around these big numbers.
I know it does. Yeah, I know. And that's why you can give levels and stuff. And I've got levels that I use on gold, and most of them have been exceeded this year because of what it looks like. So I hope, good, that's actually answered your question. Is there any more questions before we wrap up? Because we want to keep this, and we're going to be doing, just so you know, Turu and I will do these short 15-minute videos, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we'll do, and then we'll also do that with Charles and then with Paul, and there'll be very short videos, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum, on a specific entry, a specific target of stocks, futures, forex, and cryptocurrencies, which I trade. And if you follow us on the YouTube channel and you follow Master the Markets as well, you'll be able to see that. So is there any questions, or let's just have a quick look.
Just going back to Brent a little bit, I can see that it's going a bit more north towards our next target, 62.53 and 62.77. I think
you're going to see a test up there.
Yeah. Let me just share my screen, Charles.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Charles, by the way. That's great.
There we go. You can see traders, I've marked it all out here. That's the first target we placed, hit that one. Second one, which is the 1 ATR target from the close down, it's over here, 62.53. So we'll see how that one goes. Next one to fulfill the range is 62.77. Because I won't be next to the laptop, that's why I didn't place them, also I would have managed this. But those of you guys who are still on this, that'd be great. Manage it accordingly. And some of you who are clients of both Trade Guider and Master Markets, you will know the rules on how to also manage those trades as they get towards those target levels. I'll keep an eye with the boys and we'll update it on the Telegram channel accordingly. But I guess that's pretty much that from us. I think last few reminders. Mastermarkets.net is our website. If you want to scroll through that, you can see the handsome guy in the middle.
That's me. Good picture. I was a bit. I've lost a lot of weight since then.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly.
I've lost about 2 stone since then.
That's exactly what Gavin was saying. As like Paul was saying actually when he saw you.
Crikey,
actually,
he said, you look really well, and I said
Yeah.
thank you. And he said, yeah, how much have you lost? It's 2 stone.
Yeah.
And it's exercise and diet. That's all it is. Nothing.
Looking
serious.
young as ever, Gavin.
That's me.
SMI and VSA, if you want to get hold of it, there will be some links on there. You can take a look at your own free time. 7 steps to CTP. Those of you new, you can check the videos. Tying together how we can use price and volume. YouTube channels, youtube.com/master the market. Subscribe, hit the all bell icon to get notifications. Do the same on Trade Guider channel as well, youtube.com/Trade Guider. And that's pretty much it. And thanks to Trade Nation and collaboration that you get all the signals straight to the Telegram channel. We go live every Wednesday and Thursday, traders. So you catch us again next week. Other than that, couple of things. We are planning an annual summit in person again.
Yeah.
I know some of you are quite bored, just like me and Gavin, just seeing everyone on Zoom all the time. So we want to touch you all in flesh and blood, just in case you're thinking there's some AI constructs over here.
Yeah, we are. I don't exist. Yeah.
So so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, I'm also going to one of the business events, Expert Empires. It's on psychology. One of the speakers is big on psychology. He's Vishen Lakhani from Mind Valley. Some of you will know him. So I'll be there. I know some of you clients are going to come there as well, going to see me there in person. That'd be a great one to meet up. If Gavin is free, probably he will come there as well.
Yeah.
I think then that's pretty much it. Any other events that's coming up? No, I think our monthly sessions, which is the last week of Thursday. Anything else?
I think we're talking about possibly doing an online mentorship program. I've got to talk to Tiro about this in the early part of June. So you've got plenty of time to book it. We're going to cover all the new indicators. Hopefully Charles will be able to make that. Paul will be able to make that. It'll be over 1 day, so it'll be and it won't, the pricing will be very competitive, and it's going to be 1 day, 4, possibly 5 sessions of 90 minutes each, involve live trading. So we'll probably do it on a Wednesday, which is where I find we get a lot of good trades, like yesterday, depending on what the news is and what our new indicator, the DT indicator, the Donald Trump. You think I'm joking? I'm going to write an indicator.
We got to get that in before he gets impeached. Now you got to make sure.
Oh damn! We've only got 2 days in to do it. Anyway, Charles, I will be in touch with you probably tomorrow because I'm travelling now. I'm going back to Sandbanks, where I live down in Dorset. So it's a good 2.5 hours to get down there. I'm probably going to sit with the guys here and have a nice cool drink and just chill out now because we've been very busy. We got a lot achieved, and I think it's still, we've got to talk. There's some stuff we're going to talk about, which I'll talk to you about, Charles, about marketing, which we haven't quite touched on yet, but there's stuff we've got to talk about. So I mean, apparently my wife's booked me on the 7 o'clock train, so I've still got 4 hours, so which is fine. Anyway, I want to say to all of you,
is your wife traveling with you, or did she stay back?
Oh no, she's back in full. She's back in on Sandbanks. Yeah. She didn't travel with me. She looked after the dogs. Oh, there we go. Look at Brent Crude.
So
Beautiful.
Brent has hit our second target as
target,
well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
62.53.
Yep, there you go.
So
Perfect.
we're now looking at 62.77. So you saw that real price and volume analysis. When they both come in together, when we get these nice trades, They just
It's probability,
amazing.
isn't it? It's you're putting, when you're trading, you're trying to reduce your risk and take high probability, low risk trades. And that one was an obvious one.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it, it's not a PowerPoint looking in hindsight. It's live, and it was backed up with VSO. It was backed up with SMI. I mean, you can't really beat that. And at the end of the day, if you're listening to this on YouTube and you're watching the recording, you know, we're in front of quite a lot of people on YouTube right now. We've got people on the Zoom link, and that was given. And, you know, we've only been with you probably just over an hour. But this is what we do. And this is what, when we do the mentorship program, we will actually show you live trades, because that's the best way to learn, in my opinion. So,
you know what, traders, I think that's what gives us a conviction, isn't it? I know we short past. I don't want to take too much time.
no,
But I'll just summarize. Yeah, exactly. I'll just summarize with these things. What gives us the conviction is precision and clarity, and also patience for the right setups.
yeah.
Yeah, we are very clear on what we need, and you can see we are backed by stats, as well as a clear principles from volume, which has stood through time as well. That's how we have designed both of these methodologies, which are so complementary, and you see it here in real time in front of you. So wait for 62.77, 2 targets now hit. 62.77 is what we will wait on, and we'll keep an eye on that. Traders, that's pretty much that from us. It's a wrap. And as we always say, until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Paul.
See you guys.
Cheers, Charles. It's good.